Hi, everybody. Welcome to another fantastic night of Sci-Fi Vision presents Fandom Access. We have a very small show tonight. It's just me and Karen. We have Season 3, Episode 1 of Invasion and Season 3, Episode 7 of Strange New Worlds.
Hi, happy to be here. I'll join you on camera in a sec. I have somebody from the office texting me.
Why? Why are you going to join me on camera? Because we have pictures. Because
we have very few pictures. Very few pictures tonight. We're going old school with the photos. And,
yes,
and I don't know why Scotty is up there. Let me get rid of Scotty from Star Trek. He wasn't even in this episode.
Yes, he
Here
was.
We go. Scotty, was he in this episode?
Yeah, everybody was.
I guess a little bit. Yeah, it was not really a very yeah, well, we'll talk about that. Which one you want? So we only have Invasion and Trek. Which one you want to talk first?
What dealer's choice.
Invasion was a season premiere, so let's take it.
All right.
Let's do it. So, you know that I saw a few episodes. I purposely am not watching any more episodes, even though I had access to the whole season. And Apple sent me like all these production notes and summaries and everything. And unlike some people we know, I didn't look at any of it because I don't want to get spoiled and I just want to watch it with you. So I watched the episode today.
You're good like that, though.
Yeah. I don't want to be like, so I rewatched the one episode today. So I would be fresh to talk about it and not have to, spoil anything. So you go first and tell me what you thought about it.
So I mean, it picks up 2 years after the finale. Jamie's in the chat. She said, "Be nice."
Oh, Jamie, I didn't mention any names. I was talking about people on the internet, not about you.
So yeah, anyway.
I was talking about Alyssa, our old friend Alyssa, who would be like Googling the script for a season finale and then be pissed that she was spoiled.
Yeah, so it's 2 years after the finale. Not a lot happens in the episode, but it's kind of setting up the arc for the season. Devante comes back mysteriously after being assumed dead, and he can't really remember anything that's happened. Kalisha still has a new boyfriend, but she's still heartbroken over what's his name? Kid, the blonde. I draw a blank. Shit, Karen. Karen left me.
Sorry, I was going to say not Kalisha. Kalisha's on the Institute. Her name is
Oh yeah.
Her name is Jamila.
Jamila. Wow, I merged the two shows. Look at me. And what's the blonde kid's name?
Casper.
Casper. How the fuck did I forget Casper? Anyway, she's you could tell she's not over Casper, even though she has a new boyfriend. But she kind of didn't have a choice but to get over him because he was quote unquote dead.
Or presumed dead. I mean,
we got Radzinski from Lost has joined the cast, and he's playing another dickhead.
Yeah.
He's a high-ranking official who doesn't believe that Devante is who he says he is. He thinks he's a plant by the aliens, which is funny because they all say the aliens are dead because they haven't done anything in 2 years, but he still thinks he's a plant. So it's like you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, I was feeling a little I'm missing well, nobody can see me on camera right now. Yeah, that guy, we should talk about that guy a little bit.
Which I'm going to enjoy him because he always it's so funny because before I saw him as Radzinski, he had been on Victorious, and he was like a hippy dippy teacher, and he was such a cool character, and everything I've seen him in since, he's always played a dick.
Oh yeah. He really was
he's always fun though.
He really was a jerk, yeah. So I mean, this whole episode really was about Devante, right? I mean, I love this shot actually. So Apple only does a few photos in the photo dump. I only have 4 pictures this week in the photo dump, but I do love this shot of Shamir Anderson. This is when he learns that Casper has died, right?
Right.
This is when they tell him that Casper, like you and Casper were both dead. Well, I mean, Casper the episode actually opens with like that 5-minute little flashback, right? And we see Casper like presumably die. And I don't mean to say that because I know what happens, because I don't. The few episodes I've watched, Casper's dead. Like, but doesn't mean Casper couldn't come back, because like, remember,
See, that's the thing though. Like, it wasn't Casper. Unlike Travante, it wasn't Casper's physical body.
right?
So it's interesting because my thought process, and you may know this already, but my thought process is, did they bury his body? Did they decide, you know what, just in case, let's keep it on ice? You know, like, because I can't believe that Casper's dead.
Yeah, I mean, my theory was like, you know how last season Mitski's girlfriend, she always calls her lover. Her name was like, what was her lover's name? The astronaut who was killed, right, in the first episode. Like, the alien has all of her memories and everything, and like appeared as her to Mitski, right?
Right.
So I was thinking Billy Barrett could maybe come back in that way, if the aliens could like project him to Travante. Maybe we could see Billy Barrett again, even if Casper really is dead. Right? I mean,
right.
there are ways we could see him again, but Casper might really be dead, I think. I mean, supposedly Jamila saw him die right there, right? I mean, you're right. Did they bury his body? Did they whatever? Could they have like been like, oh yeah, Jamila, he's dead, but they're secretly like doing experiments on him in a dungeon somewhere or something, right?
Right.
Like, I have to say, I was kind of disappointed. Casper's like a character that we love, and you know, had been through so much from the very first episode, and for him to be dead is, look, I get it, it's an alien invasion, people are going to die, right? But it was a little I was a little disappointed to learn that he's died, and that he died off camera. That's the suspicious thing. He dies off camera, right?
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, we saw his body convulse. We saw the, you know, and the ship goes down and everything. So I get the assumption that he's dead. You know, I get that part of it.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. I mean, he kind of has to be dead, right? I mean, he might really be dead.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, again, like I said, his consciousness wasn't in his body, so it's very possible his consciousness is still floating out there somewhere. He was like basically an avatar, you know?
Yeah.
Devante was the only real part, and Devante came back, so, you know?
Yeah.
I'm over here doing hand motions, and you can't see me.
I can't see
well, you can see me, but other people can't.
Other people can't see you. Other people can't see you. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Are you going to miss Casper, or do we? I mean,
oh, absolutely. I mean, Casper's integral.
Yeah. So.
I mean, I don't feel we can have the show without Casper.
Yeah.
I mean, we could.
Yeah.
But you know what? Actually, I felt very lacking in the first episode was not having Mitski. I missed her.
Well, you also didn't have what's her name? The mom. Her name is
Yeah, but I didn't miss her. I just missed Mitski.
Oh, really? You didn't miss Anisha?
I mean, I thought about Anisha, but I really missed Mitski.
Yeah.
Considering how the episode started with everything, I feel like she would have some insight. Maybe that's why I missed her.
And she was really the heart of season 2, right? Like, she really does all of the. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Travante has a pretty good arc in season 2 also, but yeah, I missed her. So I don't know. Had you seen the trailer, or are you familiar with what was going to happen this season? Did you know there was a time jump?
I did not. I didn't see any trailers. I just said, "Ooh, Invasion's back," and here I am.
So I did a short interview with Simon Kinberg, the creator of this show. It is up on Jamie's website at scifivision.com. And we have comments in the chat. Are they all from Jamie?
Yes.
Oh, she's already gone. And so I asked Simon Kinberg, like, why did you want to do a 2-year time jump? And what, as a storyteller, what does that let you do? And he said he really wanted to, like, we've seen all of these characters at wartime, and he wanted to see, like, what they would be like. He wanted us to see what they would be like in peacetime, what it would be like for them to experience peace and then to be thrown back into war again. Because we all know the aliens aren't done, right? It's only episode 1, but the aliens are coming back, right?
Well, they have to. You can't have a whole season without the aliens.
Yeah, well, they have to come back partly because of the key art here. So, he said he really wanted to explore that. And so I did enjoy the opening vignette with, like, Trevante and Casper have been made into action figures, and there's, like, the little boy has a Lego of the mothership, and all that kind of, actually, it was kind of shocking to me how quickly life went back to normal after only 2 years.
Yeah, because everything was decimated.
Yeah, like, stuff was really messed up, and whole chunks of the world are still uninhabitable, right? But I thought about it some more, and I guess, well, maybe they're trying to show us, like, our total capacity to just pretend it never happened. Like, when I think back to 2020 and we were locked down in our apartments and houses for, like, months and couldn't go out because we were afraid of COVID and everything, right? And now it just seems so long ago, and how quickly, like, we went, and that's nothing like an alien invasion, right? But I was thinking maybe they're trying to show, like, our total denial that this, like, ever happened.
Or maybe the resilience of humanity.
Yes. Yeah. To just go back. I mean, I guess if anyone's in denial, it's those, it's the military and the government who are, like, that, I forget the guy's name, but horrible military guy who's, like, he's not even military. He's like a civilian.
But he's I don't know if he's advisor to the president, or he's kind of special, Secret Service is the closest thing to his.
Yeah.
I don't think they gave us a title for him.
No, I don't think he did. He's just like, you hired me to, like, keep an eye on any possible, like, danger, right?
Yeah, he's like super security.
He's some kind of, like, and he's very, like, he didn't want Trevante. He's like, I don't want Trevante. He wanted to keep him in a cell, right? But the president's like, oh, guess what? Everyone knows he's alive, so now we have to have him make a speech. And this guy is very, like, he's not trusted. He doesn't want, I don't know, he doesn't want, I mean, he doesn't want to believe Trevante. Like, in this episode, Trevante is like, he's like, oh, I'm remembering something. I love this scene also. He's like, remembering something. I saw something on the ship. It's not over. There's something up there. And they're like, oh, Trevante, you have PTSD. You just be quiet and we'll help you. Like, I was kind of shocked. Like, why would you not believe him? Like, like, they said that hunter killers are still on the planet, right?
Yeah.
And, like, why? I don't know. How'd you feel like that? Do you think they're obviously being.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not listening to him, especially the general. I thought the general was going to listen to him more. General's like, I got your back. And then he's like, listen, I remembered something. There's another alien. It's a different version. It's something different. Something's happening. He's like, don't worry, soldier. We got you. We'll get you the best therapy you can get. And it's like, no, that's not what he needs.
No,
he needs a rocket launcher, right?
What he saw was that, probably, right? Like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. Do you remember in season 1 how long it was before we really got a look at an alien? And I feel like it could be a long time before we really get a look at this. And I haven't seen a new alien yet in the few episodes I've seen. But that's probably what Trevante saw, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I saw something, and they, like, don't want to believe him. Yeah, you're right. I would think that general would believe him more. Nobody, like, he's the only person that's been up there, and why would you not believe him? Like, I know why they won't believe him, because we have to have a show, right?
True.
How did you like this scene with Jamila? I feel like this scene where Trevante and Jamila meet up didn't affect me as much as the writers wanted it to. Like, of all the two characters in the whole show to lock eyes, like, yeah, Trevante and Jamila have been through it, but it's not like if you saw Casper, right?
Right.
Or if she saw Casper, or even if
it's not like. Well, I think I think the reason the way they did this scene the way they did is because A, Casper's not there, and B, it just shows like it. You hear the people in the crowd go, "Aww,"
yeah,
and it's just to show that how many people don't get it. Like, people don't get it. These two get it. They get it. They were in the thick of it, and it's a great jumping off point because they're kind of reluctantly working together because they both have the same goal, but not necessarily wanting to do it together. They both want to figure out what happened to Casper,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's interesting the way they're doing it.
I did kind of, I don't have a picture of, but when they're in the hotel room and she's like, I need to know what happened. And he's like, I can't tell you. And Jamila's like, I'm a grown up now. You can tell me.
Yeah. I wish he had sooner had just been like, no, I want to tell you. I can't because I don't remember, instead of just in there going, I can't tell you. It's like, he finally got to that point. Yeah. But I wish it didn't take that much to get to it. I felt like that was kind of.
Yeah. And he was a little mean to her. He said, I think what he says is something along the lines of, oh, you feel bad that you don't know what happened? How do you think I feel? I was there to know what happened. And he gets mad and he says, like, I'm sorry, I can't tell you a perfect bedtime story to like satisfy you. He's kind of mean to her, right? Like, I get it. He's very frustrated, right? But he's a little mean. She is a kid. He was a little mean. But
yeah, he was definitely mean.
But he's really the other thing that Simon Kinberg and I talked about was, I think this show has always been really, like, we've talked about this, AJ, you and me, the way this show has really like explored trauma, and like Trevante already had PTSD before the aliens ever showed up, and like Anisha already, her husband was cheating on her before they all had trauma going in. Catherine was being bullied. Now they have like tremendous worse trauma, and like the show's always been interested in that. But now we have trauma as a planet, like as a species, we're traumatized, right? As we go into this season. So I get it that Trevante, it kind of like the way he's reacting, but he was a little mean to her, I thought. And then,
he definitely
right.
But again, like I said, it could have played very differently had he just said, I want to tell you, but I can't because I
just can't remember. Like, yeah, he could have led with, I can't remember, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, I can't tell you, stop asking me. Like, he could have led with that, but I guess we need drama on the show. And then it leads to this. And they had a pretty exciting, like, I mean, there are all these soldiers around, but it's like they forget that he's like some kind of special forces guy, right? Who's like a great fighter. And they escape pretty easily. I like the part when evil bald guy, evil civilian guy. I got to look up his name real quick so I can.
We'll just call him Brzezinski.
We're going to call him Brzezinski. And anybody who didn't watch Lost with us is going to have to just bear with us, I guess. Because if I look up an IMDb, it might take me like forever to scroll through all these casts and figure out like the guy's name on the show. But I like the part where he's like, I can't believe you let him get away. How could you let him get away? Right? He got away super easy, and all these soldiers are supposed to be watching him. And he just like busted out with like what's Jamila? Probably like 19, maybe, right? I mean,
I don't remember how. Yeah, probably about 19. She's driving, so I mean, she's got to be at least 16.
Yeah. And she's from England, and she's going to college. But they were like on a school bus when this happened, right? They were on a school bus when this happened, so they were pretty young. So I'm looking this guy up. This guy's name is Eric Lang. The actor is named Eric Lang, who played Brzezinski. And on the show, hang on, I'm looking it up. I got to get this character's name. It's going to make me insane. Actually, are you sure it's him? Are you sure he's in this show?
Yes.
All right. Eric Lang. Let me look him up real quick.
If that wasn't him, he's got a doppelganger. Sure, that'll look like him.
I can't find the guy. Anyway, they're really setting him up probably to be the bad guy, at least of these few episodes, right? He's very abrasive. He's very horrible. And
Jack Hollander.
Zach Hollander is his name?
Jack Hollander.
That's the character's name?
Yes.
Jack Hollander. Yeah, he sounds like a jerk. And he's really it's unclear what his job is, but the whole government, like, you know how they show like former United States, like the location says like wherever they are, wherever he shows up, it says like Washington DC, former United States, and then they show Jamila and it says like former England or former Great Britain or whatever it says. So like this world council that was formed during the invasion, I guess, continues to be the government. And we've now gone to like a world government, which is actually one step closer to Star Trek. What do you think about it?
Yeah.
One step closer to a federation of planets. So yeah, it's unclear to me like how much power this like president has when we don't really have the United States, right? But I don't know that that's really going to be explored. That's not a thing. Like whatever, Karen. That's not like what we're watching this show for, right? That's not why we're watching the show. So yeah, I think that's how it ends, right? Like Jamila and Trevante go on the run. He grabs her phone. They're driving around, and that's kind of the end, right? Trying to get away.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the end of the episode. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad they got away pretty quickly that we didn't see like Trevante in a cell or in a hospital for like 2 or 3 episodes, right? He's in there for half.
Yeah, no, I'm glad it got out to a quick jump.
Mm-hmm. I am too. And you know, it'll be. I mean, so one of the things that the press is so. If you stayed away from trailers and press, I don't want to tell you really much of what I've seen in the trailer or any of that. But the blurb that Apple has put out about the show says like, you know, our main characters are coming together for the first time to fight the invasion. So like we've had Trevante with Casper, and you know we haven't really had like Anisha's been on her own, Luke's been on his own. He only like mind melded with those kids at the end of last season, right? And so it seems like maybe they're going to move them into the same place, these main characters, which we've been waiting for a long time.
Yeah. Which I always knew was going to happen. You know, I always knew that they were going to eventually.
Uh-huh. And I don't know anything about it. It hasn't happened in the short part that I've watched. So I can't really tell you how that's going to happen or what. It's not in the bit that I've watched. I am hoping that we didn't see Hinata. Not Hinata. Hinata's the girlfriend in space, the dead girlfriend astronaut. We didn't see Mitsuki in this episode. As you said, you really missed her. She had such a huge role in the first 2 seasons, right? She was almost like the main character in some ways, and she knows more about these things than anyone. Really more than Trevante, because he can't remember anything, right?
Right.
Although I don't know if she can. All of season 2, you know, that red-haired scientist she worked with kept saying everybody who talks to this alien suffers memory loss. So I don't know what she'll remember, but anyway, it was pretty. It's pretty promising. I'm glad to have this show. I like this show a lot. Right? This is one of the It's one of the better shows on Apple. I mean, if you know.
Is there a bad show? Wait, hold on. Is there a bad show on Apple?
No, there's not bad shows on Apple, I guess. But I guess I was thinking of Foundation, which is also set in space and is about as different as you can get from this show, right? And is really dense and are you watching Foundation?
No, I'm not watching Fandom.
It's very dense and really very different, and it's set in space, like tens of thousands of years in the future, whatever. And it's like, if you're a sci-fi fan watching Apple, like, don't let some of the other shows deter you. This is a great, I love this show. I think this is a really, I mean, I've always liked that the aliens are not like anything I'd ever seen before. This one that we're looking at in this picture is maybe lesser. The original drone from season 1, it was like one of the most, like, a huge departure, right? I love that creature. This, I don't know. I've never looked at this picture before. Look at this, like, key art. It looks like they're standing on a street with cars in the background, doesn't it? And that looks like it must be Hinata, right? Like, who could that be? Not Hinata, Mitsuki. It has to be Mitsuki, right?
Yeah, it looks like Mitsuki.
Yeah, I can never remember Hinata's name, and now it's the only name I can say all of a sudden. It looks like it must be Mitsuki. I don't know what that's about. So, I think we're getting 10 episodes, right? And it's 1 a week through October.
Yes.
So, pretty excited about it. Anything else you want to add about it?
No, I think we can move on to Star Trek.
Okay. All right. So, Strange New Worlds, episode 7. It was called "This Is Starfleet." What did you think about this episode?
I was weary about it at first. I was like, "Ooh, should we?" I was like, I don't know if I like this documentary. I was like, "This is not painting Starfleet in a very good light."
I agree.
You know, I mean, it starts out with what's the difference between an empire and Starfleet, and I was like, the alternate universe, like that's the difference.
Well, yeah. Watch Discovery. That's the difference, right?
Yeah, but by the end of the episode, Uhura is the one that really, you know, makes it poignant and explains it and says the difference is we care about each other. Like, we make the difference. Like, we are Starfleet. Like, Starfleet isn't like this conglomerate. It's the people that form the Federation that make Starfleet.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I was like, what is with this documentary? And I didn't love, okay, so I'm going to give this show credit for always experimenting with genre. And they've tried, like, already we've had like the 70s murder mystery. We've had, you know, we had a musical last season. We've had they play with genre and they try a lot of different things on this show. And I give them credit for it. And so the documentary is a new thing they haven't done yet. But part of it was like, how did Star Trek even allow this to get made? How did this amateur, so it turns out Beto, who is Ortega's brother, who's the documentarian, is like a complete amateur and not really, I say a complete amateur because he's not, I mean, as a journalist, he comes in with an axe to grind. He's completely biased. Like,
yeah.
How does Starfleet not vet this guy? And if you're going to have someone make a documentary,
well, because I think it's because Ortega's vouched for him. Even though she's not happy about him doing it and wants her, and is like, you can do it, but leave me out of it. You know, it's still her brother.
I guess, but he's no Ken Burns, right? He's not like.
No. But you know what? Sometimes that's what you need is somebody that's not well known. You know what I mean? Like, he comes in biased and he comes in with an axe to grind. But by the end of it, it's actually, you know, by the end of it, it's actually. It's honest and it gets to the point. Like, you know, like throughout the whole thing, it looks like it's going to be one thing and it turns out to be something else. Like, you know, the whole thing with the alien race that they're helping are actually a bunch of assholes. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, how many times did Pike say in the episode, we may not like it, but we still have to follow orders, you know? Yeah. And that's the thing. Starfleet, I mean, at the end of the day, Starfleet is the military, you know? So it's a very thin line.
I'm not arguing with that. I guess I just feel like, and I mean, the arc is a little thin. Like, it turns out that Beto hates Starfleet because his sister went away. Like, when his sister joined Starfleet took his sister away from him or something. It's all a little thin. Like,
well, he was mostly he got hurt. too. That was a thing because she got hurt on that because of the gore.
Well, I mean, I guess so. I mean, I guess there are people who, I mean, yeah, your loved one joins the military and they are, I mean, anybody who has a loved one in the military probably has at some point some complicated feelings. I mean, I don't know. I don't have anyone who's been in the military in my life, but I could see how you'd have complicated feelings about them maybe being in harm's way, maybe risking their life, getting injured, things like that, right? But I guess I mean, she's apparently not hurt that bad, right? She's fine now. I thought there was going to be I thought there was something going on with her, but I guess that's been put aside. I guess I actually thought the story of this race that, okay, so the Lutani, that's what they're called. They used to be allied with the Klingons and they aren't anymore. And Starfleet's going to help them because they're being like annihilated in this war, right? And the whole storyline there, I did like the overall adventure of the week storyline. I liked where that went and with this creature and all that. To me, the overlay of the documentary was maybe a little distracting from what was a kind of an interesting story, right? Like it's been a while since on Strange New Worlds, we've seen where Starfleet is almost like making the wrong choice with who they're backing, right? Or I don't know. Look, I liked it. I did not like it. Just to me, having this like this guy make the documentary, I was like, really? Starfleet is letting this guy make a documentary? And he's like, the shots where he's like the captain and number one are talking, and the camera, it's like he's lurking behind it, like he's hiding in the closet or lurking behind a door, like, right? Like it's almost like they don't know he's there. And somehow, I guess Starfleet let it be made into a documentary because in the end he changed his tune. And in the end, he right, because it ended the way Starfleet would kind of want it to. Like, would they have shut it down if he made Starfleet look bad in it? Probably, right?
Probably. Most things do.
Probably. I kind of wish they could have helped I want to call it the Jatari. Is that what it's called? The Jakari. Jakari?
All right.
The Jakari, maybe? Yeah. I kind of wish they could have helped it. Like how it wanted to kill itself so it couldn't be used as a weapon. It was very poignant and moving. I kind of wished that the Enterprise could have helped it to be free. But they couldn't, right?
And no, I mean, but that's the thing. It was so distraught that it couldn't be recovered. That's why it wanted to kill itself and fly into the sun. Yeah.
And they couldn't, and Starfleet couldn't, the Enterprise couldn't undo whatever it was that that these people had done to it. Right. Whatever they had done to it. There's one point where Una says that thing on it is like a shock collar. And they had, I guess, engineered this thing and like melded it with whatever technology that it couldn't be undone. For it to be the way it was a weapon. And these guys were planning on like doing it to all of the species, this entire species living on this planet. They were going to like engineer all of them to be like weapons, right?
Yeah, and then wipe out their enemies.
They really were terrible people. Yeah. Although Starfleet, like the captain says to them, like, we'll help you in different ways. We're not going to help you do this anymore. We're shutting down your program. We're not helping you. We will help you in your war in other ways, which I don't know what that means, right? Like, but whatever. They're like not too happy about it, these people. I'm looking up their name right now. I can't, whatever. How did you like those scenes? So I didn't have time to download these photographs, but there's a bunch of scenes where Beto is interviewing different members of the crew, and he interviews like the captain, Pike, and he says like, have you ever killed someone? And then he or have you ever seen someone die? Have you ever seen someone die? I think is what he says. And then he says to the doctor, have you ever killed someone? Like he's asking all these really terrible probing questions, right? That kind of showed his naivete, maybe, right? Like, oh, I'm sorry, here comes an ambulance. Do you hear that?
Well, you know what the worst part about it is? Their reluctance to answer, or their when they pause, doesn't make it look good.
No, except for Pike. Like Pike says, have you ever seen someone die? I don't recommend it. And if you did, I bet you wouldn't ask these questions. Or
there's one question. There's one question that he asks, and Pike says, "I can say with almost certainty that's classified."
Have you ever killed someone, or have you ever asked a question like that? And Pike says, "That's almost certainly maybe."
But when he was asking, I really felt bad when he was asking Joseph all those questions. I was just like, "Oh, please don't go here."
Oh yeah, he says to Mbegi, he's like, "Oh, you were in the Klingon War, right?" And then they show all these statistics on the screen that say number of kills classified, number of code name this, code name that.
Yeah.
Right? How did he even know? Right? And he says, look, I was a medical officer. I don't know anything about Starfleet military protocol. And I think you shouldn't ask me. And then you see that he was a special forces operative. And he I mean, we know he was an assassin basically, right? That was maybe the worst of the interviews because we know that
it was
conflicted, right?
Yeah, because Mbenga's got some secrets.
Yeah. I mean, even
all in all, though, I like the episode. I like the style. I like them trying a different style. I like the whole. I like when shows do something different like that. This is the first time that Star Trek that I can remember that Star Trek has done a documentary style episode.
Yeah.
So I did like that. Was a little bit, some of it a little bit questionable, yeah. But I think at the end of the day, the main message got across with Uhura at the end. But there was definitely some things throughout the episode I was like, eh.
Well, yeah, because when he talks to her, she's like, "Oh, my family was killed, and I was adrift, and Starfleet gave me a purpose, right? And Starfleet really helped me." And then he brings up that her friend died. He's such a jerk, Beto, who had been flirting with her, and I really felt oh my God, was he when she realizes that he set her up and he's setting them all up, and he's like, no, wait. I mean, that was pretty. It was kind of dark. A lot of these, when they play with genre on the show, they're always kind of fun, like the murder mystery on the holodeck and the musical episode and the wedding episode, right? They're always kind of more fun, lighthearted episode. And this time it was kind of a hard episode.
It was kind of dark, yeah. It's definitely kind of dark.
It was Starfleet, colonizers or explorers?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
but it worked. I mean, it definitely.
I agree with you. I really, I enjoy when they try to spread their wings a little bit and try stuff like this, right? I mean, I guess Beto's now kicked off the ship and no longer will flirt with her, and he'll be gone. He's no longer a character.
Yeah, Beto's gone.
And I guess Ortegas is no longer her drama is maybe,
I do like that she finally seems to have taken a step forward when she was like, all right, you know what, let's do this. And that's when she admits, she's like, I was scared. And she's like, and I don't get scared,
Yeah.
So I feel like her story is finally going to move forward, because I feel like her story's been in a holding pattern for the last couple of weeks.
I agree. We saw her get injured, and we saw her acting out and being insubordinate, and then nothing.
Yeah, I like to see her story advance a little.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? The whole time, towards the end of the episode, when they're doing the weekly dinner in in Chris's room, I was like, where the hell's Marie? And then they finally showed her. But I was like, did she leave the ship and they forgot to tell us?
Oh yeah, like Marie, who we haven't seen Marie in like at least a couple weeks, right? And her condition is unresolved. We don't really know if the treatment.
She's another one that's kind of in a holding pattern. It's kind of like it's almost like the writers don't know what to do with her. Like, heal her and send her off the ship. But you know what? I feel like they're kind of keeping her around because I feel like she's going to play into a larger storyline as the season envelops.
Oh, I think so. She's gonna. I mean, and I think we know in a sense that Pike, they don't live happily ever after. We know that, right?
Yeah.
Or Pike doesn't get to live happily ever after. Is something that we know. But yeah, now they're shooting the next season right now, right? Like this is not about the actress's other commitments, like to Revival and to other things. They're shooting, I think, seasons 4 and 5, the short in season 5. I think they're in production together, and I think they might be in production right now. But yeah, they're dragging that out a little bit. I mean, I guess the whole show can't be Christopher Pike's love life and whether or not Marie is going to be okay, right? And she's going to turn into Gorn. Did you notice that they mentioned the Gorn again this week? Like they mentioned, Beto asks La'an a question, and he says something like, well, if the Gorn were around, would you shoot first? Or would you, right? He says something like, would you shoot first? Or would you wait for them to shoot and defend yourself? And La'an says like, well, if you see the Gorn, you need to run.
Yeah. If you don't shoot, no, actually said, if you don't shoot first, then you need to run.
That's what she says. I feel like this Gorn thing is not over with. Like, you know how like they sent the Gorn into like hibernation or whatever, and Pike makes that remark about like, well, I think I just made them somebody else's problem down the road, and I thought it was done, but like they mentioned the Gorn.
I think it. I know they keep mentioning it, but I think it is done because I think the next time we see Gorn is in the original series when Kirk has to deal with them.
I mean, I agree with you. That's really what it felt like, but maybe they're just bringing it up to keep like harping on.
Well, I think they're bringing it up because we haven't. Ortegas hasn't finished dealing with it. I think that's why. It's also a great question to ask La'an too, though.
Well, and I guess Batel hasn't finished dealing with it either, given that her body was infected with baby Gorn, and we're not really sure if she is going to live.
We're not. Yeah, true.
They also in this episode gave us some Spock drama. Like, you know how Spock could like sense this being and his hand had a tremor, and then later Beto asked him these questions and he talks about like his human side and like how all the Vulcans like would shun him and stuff, right? Like yeah. It's kind of surprising that these people, I mean, it's not surprising. This is what documentarians do. They want to get you to expose your vulnerabilities and to really be honest when you talk in a documentary. But people really gave their most vulnerable kind of, well, I mean, at least Lon did, and Uhura and Spock, some of them did, right? Like Chapel was a little bit not center stage in this episode. By the way, did her fiance leave the ship? Or where is he? Where's the fiance after we saw him in
I don't know. I'm not really sure where he is. I wondered that myself. I wondered if he
this guy
stayed behind on that other planet where the archaeological dig was.
Maybe. I feel like maybe they need to bring him back, or just I don't know, kill it. Like Chapel doesn't marry him, right? Like in the original series, Chapel's not married to him.
Remember in the original series, we find him in a cave.
Right. He's living in a cave and then he's turned into an android, right? He's a robot, right? Living with other robots in a cave in the original series, right? Isn't he an android? Like he's recreated androids of all the people that were with him, I think, in the original series. And Chapel hasn't seen him in like 5 years when they find him. So we know that they're not gonna, maybe that's the planet. Maybe he never came up beamed up. I don't know. There are a few things to resolve on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say that we mostly covered it, but I think I can't believe that in 45 minutes we've mostly covered both of these shows, but we have mostly covered.
Again, it was just the two of us. There's two shows, and one of the shows, literally nothing happened.
You think Invasion, like literally nothing happened?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a lot to cover there.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't, I mean,
sorry, everybody, short show tonight.
I mean, stuff happened Travante comes back from the ship, he's in prison, and then he escapes, but yeah, there's not like...
there's no action, there's not a lot of action, there's not a lot of intrigue, there's no deep dive.
No,
and not for nothing, this is our show for a couple weeks, unless there's something I'm not thinking of.
Is there nothing coming back next week? I think there must be. No?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, and so Jamie doesn't watch either of these two shows.
No.
Although Jamie said she was going to start watching Invasion, but she'll never catch up. She might catch up by the season finale.
I mean, you guys aren't talking about Daryl Dixon. Are you guys going to talk about Daryl Dixon on here? I know she's doing the deep dive for that.
So we might talk about Daryl Dixon, but we're going to have a new and improved Karen who doesn't rant about The Walking Dead. Although Daryl Dixon's the best of the spinoffs, it is. But
now, you know, it's funny. I feel like you say that whenever you talk about a new show.
What? At every show?
Whenever you talk about one of them, I feel like you say that.
That Daryl Dixon is the best?
No, you say Daryl Dixon's the best, and then you talk. You know, when you talked about the Rick and Michonne show, you're like, "This is the best of all of them."
The Rick and Michonne show was.
All right. You know what? Actually, no, you've never said that about the Negan show. So
no. So we might cover that on this show. I think they're going to Spain. I think this year. It's become like Rick Steves' zombie show, I guess, because they went to France. The season ended, they were in England. Now they're going to go to Spain. So I guess we'll see about that. But yeah. Oh, hey, I see there are some people in the chat that we haven't paid attention to, but Someway was and Debbie. Hi, you guys. I wasn't watching the chat. Usually Jamie runs the pictures and we watch the chat. So anyway, yeah, we can cover that and we'll see what else is coming. There'll be some new stuff probably coming on the air. But yeah, Jamie doesn't watch either of these two shows, so you might just get you and me. But I will maybe have a few more photographs in the future and do a little bit more, visually interesting show. I was tied up tonight with two teams that I'm on had dueling events tonight. I had to go to Dragon Boat practice and I had to go to bocce. And so I just got home right before the show. Oh, and I had to work, right? I had to work a whole day also. Don't forget about that. Got to pay those bills, right? So.
All right. I guess that's the show, I guess. Sorry, everybody. No rambling tonight.
No, but make sure that you like and subscribe. And if you only tuned in if you're only watching Strange New Worlds, do pick up Invasion. If you're only watching
really
Invasion, Strange New Worlds, Jamie's not a Star Trek person. And you and I have both told her that Strange New Worlds, you don't have to be a Star Trek. This is like a prequel. You don't have to be a Star Trek person there's an added level sometimes, but you can pick up Strange New Worlds and not know anything about Star Trek. It could be your first entry point there.
And check Jamie's Discord for anything coming up, because I don't know what night Jamie's doing, whatever. She's got so many.
There's so many shows that they're deep diving and watching, and I think I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know when or where or who or what.
Because a bunch of shows just ended, so I don't even know what she's covering with Scarlett and.
Yeah, we got a bit of a lull right now. It was funny. I was reading off things to Jamie yesterday that are coming soon, but nothing is coming for like The Diplomat is like a month and a half away. That's the next show that you and I cover.
Well, this is a good time for all of us to go back and fill in our gaps and watch things that we should have watched 5 years ago.
Now's a good time to go on vacation.
Now's a good time to watch season 1 of The Diplomat, so you can join us to talk about season 2, right? Or no, season 3. We've watched 2 seasons.
Season
right?
3, yeah.
3 starting, yeah.
3.
or watch some old stuff. So, all right.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thanks,
And
Gabriel.
we'll check with Jamie's stuff to see when she's on next, and we will see you next week to talk about the same 2 shows, and maybe we'll have another one, and we just don't remember.
Well, the next episode, I've seen the second episode, so well, I can't really remember what happens in the second episode, but we have a bunch of main characters we haven't seen yet on Invasion, so in theory they would show up in the next episode, right? So
Bill has added Strange New Worlds to his watch list.
Bill, really, if you're not a Trek guy, Strange New Worlds is a great first Star
Which is
Trek.
interesting because I feel like Bill would have been a Trek guy.
Maybe, but it really is. It really is.
Now he is.
It really is that sort of adventure of the week kind of show, right? It's not. It's light. It's not. Discovery was kind of darker and heavier, right? And Strange New Worlds is
Karen, you know what? Since we're on the Star Trek subject, Damon and I watch Prodigy, which is one of the animated shows.
Oh yeah.
And we're behind on it. It ended last year. It had 1 season on Paramount, and then it got canceled, and Netflix actually picked it up for season 2, and then got canceled again. But we're halfway through season 1, and Wesley Crusher showed up in it. In the animated show.
An animated Wesley Crusher showed up in it.
Animated Wesley Crusher, like Admiral Janeway is a regular character, but Wesley Crusher showed up this season, and I was like, holy shit! I was like, and it's funny because you know how in Picard we see him become part of the Time Authority, whatever the hell they call themselves.
Oh yeah.
That's what he's playing in Prodigy.
Oh, Wesley's in it. Yes, because Wesley shows up in it. Yes, in Picard he shows up.
Yeah, for 2 seconds when they ask him to join the time travel people.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
all right,
Bill. If you like both Trek and Star Wars, then you're right at
You'll really like
there for Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds is really good. It's very old school. So
So
all right, thank you everybody.
Right. Cool. All right. Thanks, guys.
Have a great week.
See you next week.
Night.
Bye.